The health and medical information provided during this webinar, as well as the questions and responses from the webinar providers, are solely for informational purposes. This content is not intended to take the place of advice or treatment from health professionals. Nothing presented in the webinar is intended to be used for medical evaluation, diagnosis, or treatment. It is not intended to substitute for your relationships with your own healthcare and pharmaceutical providers. Always seek the advice of your healthcare provider before beginning any new treatment, or if you have questions regarding a medical condition.
A couple of components that you have to put together. This is the handheld component of it. This is the pump. This is the tube, and this is the transfer device. But the idea here is you set it up, you get the slots into that groove, you make a twist. This establishes the upper portion of the pump. This right here is the transfer tube. So this came with it. Really, the key thing here is there's two of these. There's two different sizes. Depending on your penile girth, you match that up. So this is the slightly smaller one. This is the bigger one. These two are interchangeable. You can just pop that off and put the other one on. There's the cone, which goes on the constrictor, it goes on the transfer device. And then what we do here is we transfer on the constrictive ring. So you could do it either way. I generally like to just put it on without the cone portion of it. So once you put it on, once you get it on, unfortunately we have a penis here, but the penis does not. This doesn't really get engorged. It's just not the type of thing. But I'll put my hand on. Let me get this on. You should use lube to put this on. I didn't use lube just because it's I don't have the lube here on me, but really what you do is you put your hand here. I'm going to put my hand here just to mimic the vacuum portion of this. You pump this up, and you can't see this, but my hand is getting sucked on here, and it's creating a vacuum. And you'll see if you put a penis in here, once you create an adequate vacuum seal, and what to do here is you've got to make sure that you don't have enough, you don't have hair or a significant amount of hair here on this portion of it, which is impacting the ability to get an adequate seal. But once you pump it up and you get yourself to a point where you're having a comfortable erection, in comfort in terms of the length and size, but more importantly, it's not painful. All you do is you take this off, or you pull it down and you put it onto the penis. And in doing so, this is keeping the blood in the penis. At that point, it's go time. You've been able to, the vacuum erection device has brought blood flow in. You've been able to create an erection, and this band helps keep it in place. And that's how you use a vacuum erection device.
We'd like to thank Dr. Houman for taking the time to present this evening. If you'd like to learn more about VEDs, you do have a few options. There are more resources in the Resource Center on menmd.com. You can visit this page to view instructional videos, guides, expert articles, and more. If you still have a question tonight and would like to speak to someone in person, you can also call MenMD at 857-233-5837 or log into our portal to schedule an appointment with a personal health assistant. If you're interested in purchasing a VED or perhaps learning how much they cost, you can do this by visiting the shop page on menmd.com or by calling our office again at 857-233-5837.
If you found this video helpful and want to stay in the loop with our growing men's health community, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to be notified when new content is available. Your support makes it easier for other men like you to find these helpful resources. Thanks again for watching. We hope to see you again.